Due to the low water, we were unable to sail on to Litomerice, so we rode a bus to this town. Litomerice is one of the oldest Czech towns established in the 10th century on the site of an early medieval Slavic fort. Litomerice is located at the junction of the rivers Elbe and Ore, approximately 64 kilometers northwest of Prague. Just 4 kilometers away from Litomerice is Terezín, where one of the Nazi concentration camps was located. We had signed up for the tour, but because not enough fellow passengers were interested, the visit was cancelled. Ove's brother-in-law, Rudy, was sent to Terezín during the latter part of the war until they were liberated by the Russians. This is one of the first things we saw as we arrived to Litomerice. A railroad car from the 1940s where Jews were transported to Terezín. I have not been able to confirm this fact. As we started walking towards the main square, we saw this ancient town wall. All of a sudden, as we turned a corner, there it was, beautiful Litomerice. Blue High Street, the longest, 340 meters, and the most important part of the city infrastructure, was created when the city was spread out in the second half of the 14th century. It served as the main marketplace. We are now approaching Peace Square. Most of the buildings surrounding the square have beautiful portals like these ones. The fantastic Tower of All Saints Church. This church was first mentioned in 1235. The oldest masonry work in Litomerice is to be found here. Before the mid-14th century, it was part of the town fortifications. The 54-meter high Gothic tower also dates from this time. The impressive roof line of Litomerice's All Saints Church. The church's remarkable pyramid towers are from 1570, constructed under Valentin Schneider. This is the oldest of the preserved townhouses from the second half of the 15th century. This late Gothic house has a twin coat of arms, and inside on the loft can be found a unique spacious Renaissance log room. The site was restored in 1984 and lies in the courtyard area of number 2 Jesuitska Street. Video and photographs captured from the courtyard of the twin Gothic. St. Stephen's Cathedral, located at the Dome Square, was built in 1664-1668. The belfry tower is connected to the church by an archway. Right next to the dome is a bishop residency built in 1683-1701 by Giulio Broggio. The Chapel of St. John the Baptist, built in 1385. As we continued walking along the Jesuitska Street, we passed this gate and got access to terraces with views of the city as well. The present perimeter of the fortified wall is around 1800 meters long. It is a nice place for a walk and has a view across the Domsky Hill and the surrounding countryside. The steps were built in such a way that horses could use them as well. Monument to Karel Hynek Mácha, greatest representative of Czech Romanticism, who died in Litomerice. Later his grave was moved to to Prague, where he is buried now at the Vyšehrad Cemetery. The darn Mexicans are all over the world. Peace Square has been at the heart of the town since the early 13th century. It is in the shape of an irregular rectangle, and its area of 1.8 hectare makes it one of the largest in the country. It shows the importance of the town in the Middle Ages, when it was the main marketplace. Most of the houses around the square are originally Gothic. Inside and on the facades, however, all kinds of architectural styles are evident. Adorning the square are the plaque column built in 1681-83 and the fountains that date back to 1541. This house is known as Pot Bunny under the cupola, after its observation tower in the shape of a chalice, which is the symbol of the town. The tower was built in the second half of the 16th century. The councillors used to meet at the chalice, and it is said that they never left the tower until they had reached a conclusive decision. Nowadays the building is home to the town council and the information center. This house, known as At the Black Eagle, is one of the most important Renaissance townhouses. It was built in 1564 by the Italian builder Bali. In 1650 it became the seat of the Aulic Knights. On the front of the house, the extensive remains of Renaissance graffiti were discovered in 1957-58, depicting biblical scenes and folk allegories. The center portion of this graffiti consists of pictures depicting the stages in life, decade by decade, at 10, then at 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and finally at 100, when you were supposed to die and meet your maker. As the tour guide explained all about these graffiti scenes, all the Viking fellow travelers could not take their eyes off of the amazing drawings. The plaque on the wall near the entrance, inscribed with the words Salvaguarda, Honor Guard, means that the house was under the special protection of the ruler and could not be looted. The old town hall building is based on the Gothic town hall first recorded in the year 1397. In 1537-39 it was rebuilt in the Renaissance style. The first record of the Church of Saint Jacob, the oldest cloister in town, is from the year 1233. After walking around Litomerice all afternoon, it was time to take a well-deserved break. Part of the excursion included a beer tasting experience at one of the local pubs. On the drive back to Decin, where the Clara Schumann was waiting for us for the captain's farewell dinner, I was able to capture a couple of interesting pictures, this being one of them. The Mariansky Bridge opened in 1998 and was built over a period of 5 years. Then it was back to Decin, the familiar site of the castle, and the little castle-like restaurant came into view. Martin, our program manager, and Rosita ready to attend the captain's farewell dinner. But first we attended the farewell cocktail offered by Captain Vaclav Bear and hotel manager Werner Buresh. After the nice dinner, it was time for the baked Alaska, served in the traditional Viking parade. Isabel and Jaime offered the delicious bombones con pisco from La Ibérica, of course. After dinner, we joined Jane in the Viking lounge for the raffle draw and for a presentation of pictures taken during the cruise. Unfortunately, we did not win the nice Meissen porcelain prize. So, on a beautiful sunny day, it was time to say goodbye to Clara Schumann, since we were being transferred to Prague by bus. Following our pictures captured from the window of the bus on our way to Prague. The Napper.